Six Kingdoms. Joe Launchbury returns. Courtney Rawls is forced to wait for the concussion to be lifted. Joe Launchbury has been called up to Eddie Jonas' squad for England's game against Italy as concerns persist over Courtney Rawls, who is struggling to recover from concussion. Unless Rawls, 32, can prove otherwise at 2 training sessions today, he is unlikely to feature in Rome on Sunday. England's captain from the autumn remained in camp yesterday, but he will not be rushed through the return-to-play protocols, having suffered a head injury while playing for Northampton Saints against Ulster on January 16. Lewis Ludlam, the flanker who started in the defeat by Scotland, has been ruled out with a rib cartilage injury. In his place, Jones has brought in Launchbury, the 30-year-old Wasps lock who last played for England in December 2020 and who has just returned from rupturing the anterior cruciate ligament in his knee last April. Tom Pearson, 22, the 6 feet 3 inches London Irish flanker, has also been called up. Launchbury will be asked to help lead the inexperienced England pack alongside Tom Curry, the captain, Genge and Luke Cowan-Dickie, the vice-captains, and Maro Itoje, who is in charge of team communications and the line-out. He's got a good head on him. He's an experienced test player and we don't have a lot of experience in the pack at the moment, so having him back will be an added bonus, Jones, the head coach, said of 69 cap Launchbury. Having said that, I think our leadership on Saturday was outstanding. I thought Tom Curry and Genge, Slade and Cowan-Dickie did a really good job. Jones wants to see how his young leaders react in adversity. This is a great week for a young leadership group, he said. You learn a lot about yourselves when you get beaten. The ability to keep the squad together, united and cohesive, is an important job. Tom's still very much a young fella, but like most young captains, they start out being good at one thing and then expand their repertoire. Genge has got a higher level of emotional intelligence and he's really good around the players. He was one of the guys on Saturday night who helped look after Cowan-Dickie, who was obviously feeling a bit down. Jones wants to inject positivity back into the team. He will do that by preparing upbeat video content and statistics for the players, and by pushing key messages in the media and behind closed doors. I love these weeks as a coach, he said. I don't love the result, but I love the challenge of trying to pull everyone together and back on the same page. While Jones criticized England's attacking execution with an untried combination of Slade and Elliot Daly in midfield, saying they left 15 points out on the Mayfield pitch, he still believes they did enough to beat Scotland. If you had a betting company now, and they got all the information from the game, we'd win probably 85 times out of 100, he said. There are a number of things. If we'd done a little bit better, we win the game 95 times. Our performance was pretty good, but that doesn't mean you always win the game. I've had this many times where you've played really well, dominated all the things that are important in the game and still lose, which is what happened on Saturday. All of that's massively disappointing, but particularly for a young team. It's our job to make sure we reinforce the positive. Jones said he has mellowed since his days as Australia coach between 2001 and 2005, a stint during which his Wallabies lost 8 of their last 9 tests. He was told by a journalist in the build-up to the Wales test of November 2005 that he was to be sacked. It sat with me for the rest of the week and I probably didn't realize it affected the way I spoke to people because I was carrying that around, Jones recalled. I allowed the criticism to get to me and it affected my relationships with players. You've got to make a decision on how much you're going to listen to outside the camp. Sometimes there are some smart things being said and you can learn. But I've made a decision, personally, that I'm not going to involve myself in that. The way I speak is going to be massively important. Who is Tom Pearson? The new addition to the England squad is a 22-year-old back row forward from London Irish. He is a powerful ball carrier who joined the Premiership club from Cardiff Met University, where Alex Dombrant and Luke Northmore also learnt their craft. His inclusion further adds to the feeling that Courtney Rawls is not ready to play this weekend. Quad and full forwards of Barbury, J Blameyer, O Chesham, L Cowan-Dickie, T Curry, Alex Dombrant, C Ewells, E Genge, J George, J Hayes, M Itoje, N Isequi, J Launchbury, C Laws, J Marler, T Pearson, B Rod, S Simmons, K Sinclair, Will Stewart.